What is the crack, everyone? It's Ollie from B2B Sports here. What a week it's been in the NFL world. Free agency season has hit and it's caused mass chaos up and down the league. The Minnesota Vikings have been in the thick of it this week. I was away Monday to Thursday this past week and I was trying to keep up with it, but it was too much. We're going to dive into all the fine details in this vid, but please, before we get started, can you please subscribe to this YouTube channel and give this vid a thumbs up? It really means the world to me and it really motivates me to keep producing content for you guys. Right. It all kicked off at the start of the week with Kirk Cousins. Now we know that Kirk Cousins was exploring the free agency market and there was a potential there that Kirk Cousins was going to go elsewhere. Obviously Atlanta had a big pull from the Cousins family. I believe Kirk's wife grew up there, so that franchise was always an option. I mean, to be honest, I was hoping that Kirk would stay. He's been with his side for 6 years now. He's the captain leader of the Minnesota Vikings team, not only on offense, but a team as a whole. He has a great connection with JJ, and I believe that the Vikings was the best place for Kirk Cousins to potentially win a championship. But he decided otherwise, unfortunately. He locked in a 4-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons, and fair play to him. They offered him the money. You know, Kirk Cousins in his career has been known to take the best financial deal for him and his family, and hats off to him for that. I'm sure he'd be sorely missed in Minnesota. Not only a great man, but a great player as well. Although Kirk, you need to stop throwing around, I'm going to retire blank team. I think there's been 3 occasions now where he said he's going to retire as a Washington Commanders player back in the day when he used to play for them. He said he wanted to retire a Minnesota Viking, and now he said he wants to retire a Falcon. I'm sure he will do just that. I don't think there'll be a 4th team on that list, but that's pretty funny. This now frees up a big chunk of cap space for the Vikings, and now we have some wiggle room. We have some room to play with. Also in this week, there was the big rumours that Justin Jefferson was going to sign with the Bengals. Kay Adams stirring the pot. A lot of Bengals fans getting excited on social media. Also a lot of Vikings fans were getting a bit worried, me included, but I can't see it happening. I can't see that happening. They're paying Jamar Chase big money and they just simply don't have the funds to pay both of them. JJ wants big money as well and he deserves big money. So come on, Vikings ownership, let's just get the deal done. Let's get it signed and let's squash these rumours and put these rumours to bed. You know, the LSU boys coming together, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow and Justin Jefferson. That's a dreamland scenario for Bengals fans, but the Vikings need to shut this down immediately, please. It's not only outgoings for the Vikings, but there's certainly been a lot of incoming signings for the team. Aaron Jones from the Green Bay Packers, he's caused the Vikings a lot of hurt physically and emotionally over the years. He's a hard runner, only 29 years of age. Still got a lot of gas left in the tank, but he's also a leader that they can bring into the running back room, and I believe him and Ty Chandler would be a great 1-2 punch. Obviously, Alexander Mattison couldn't get the job done last year and he's been released. So yeah, on to Aaron Jones. Established in the league. Let's see what you can do, mate. Let's see what you can do. The Vikings have also signed Sam Jones at quarterback. The former Carolina Panthers QB hasn't really impressed in his time in the league. I truly believe that this is going to be a bridge quarterback. It's going to be a QB number 2, depending on what QB we can pick up in the draft. You know, it's a good established QB with NFL first team experience. You know, he has weapons on his team who we can target, who we can aim for. And let's be optimistic about Sam. I'd be a little bit worried if this was our QB1 going forward into next year, but I truly believe that we're going to try and get a high draft pick, and we'll move on to that in a little bit because Kwesi is cooking. Harrison Smith has taken another huge pay cut to stay at the Vikings. I truly believe that was his last season last year. I didn't think he had another season in him or wanted to, for that matter. I thought he was going to retire a Viking. But we've got him for another year. Harry the Hitman, one of the most consistent players for the Vikings over the last decade, and a fan favourite for sure. The Vikings also signed outside linebacker Andrew Van Ginkel from the Dolphins. Tough player, strong, loves to tackle, and it was a position that was in need for the Vikings. Again, you can really see the stamp that Brian Flores is putting on this defense, really making it his own now. A couple of big signs for him this off-season. Blake Cashman, Minnesota native. Again, someone who's going to play with heart, play with grit, play with determination. And he's going to hit you hard when he tackles you as well. Another linebacker as well, Jonathan Greenard from the Texans. Huge pickup, decent player. Flores is really building something here. And it's just a miracle how no other team has picked him up. I thought he was going to be a one season and done with the Vikings and move on to a head coaching role somewhere else in the league. He's brought stability in the defensive side of the ball. It's allowed us to make huge transitional signings like this one. Danielle Hunter's left the Minnesota Vikings and has signed a 2-year deal with the Texans. Again, it was another player that was inevitable in a sense. He'd been at the team for a long time, restructured his contract 1 or 2 times to extend his stay in Minnesota. It was one of those where he was looking for more money. The Vikings couldn't provide that with cap space. It was just a change of direction from both parties, and hats off to Danielle. He's got that money, and I wish him the best in his new venture. One of the standout names on the team sheet over recent years for sure. And lastly, Kwesi is cooking. He's cooking up something. He's cooking up a storm. The Vikings have acquired the Texans' first round pick, number 23 in the draft. The Texans get the 42nd pick, the 188th pick, and a 2025 second round pick. So the Vikings now have the number 11 in the draft and the number 23. And I just think this is all Kwesi just playing chess here. I don't think the Vikings are looking to pick up 2 first rounders. I think they're going to use this as leverage to try and trade up in the draft and try and get a top quarterback, whether that would be JJ McCarthy, whether that be Drake May. I'm hoping it's Drake May. Whether he's a little bit too far out of reach, I'm not too sure. Caleb Williams looks like he's going number 1, potentially number 2. So again, that might be a little bit out of the question. There's also the rumour out there that the Vikings could entice the Bears to potentially trade away Justin Fields. Me personally, I'd love to see Drake May. I think he's got a great NFL career ahead of him. He's big, physical, can run with the ball. Similarities to Josh Allen in a sense, and he's got a great arm as well. But this is exciting. This is actually exciting. I'm over the upset and the disappointment of Kirk going. Let's roll on this draft. Let's roll on the future of the Vikings. Let's see what happens. Where can this take us? But the Vikings have the 11th and the 23rd overall pick in the draft. But I think this is a chess move. We're going to try and be a big player in this draft and try and get our quarterback. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Vikings fans, let us know your thoughts down below on this mad week. Who would you like to take in the draft? Who do you want as quarterback for the 2024 NFL season? And will Kirk Cousins go down as one of the greatest Vikings of all time? After a bit of a holiday, it's good to be back talking sports news. Let's really build a community with this channel. But cheers for watching and listening, everyone. Peace out and SKOL Vikes.